God's advice today. Have you ever felt that God is trying to speak to you, yet in the busyness of life, His signs go unnoticed? This message invites you to pause, reflect, and open your heart. Perhaps this is exactly what you needed to hear today. Watch until the end with openness, and if these words touch you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell to receive more messages like this. Don't forget to check the pinned comment for a 1-minute prayer and a recommended message to help strengthen your faith even more. God said, "My beloved son, listen to me with your heart completely open, for this is the moment when I, your God, stretch my hand over everything that seemed lost and declare a new season over your life. I know the battles you fought in silence, I know the tears no one saw, I know the weight you carried while trying to remain firm, but today I tell you, nothing you lived through was wasted, for in every fragment of your pain I was preparing the soil of your heart for a harvest that will surpass even your own faith. In the midst of this process, remember what is written, those who sow in tears shall reap with joy." Psalm 126 verse 5, because this word is not just a verse, it is a decree released over your story at this very moment. Do you feel ready for a profound change in your life and in the lives of those you love? Sometimes all we need is a small step of faith to open the doors of abundance, peace, and blessings that I have already reserved for you. A simple 1-minute prayer can be the beginning of a spiritual journey that transforms the inside and reflects on the outside. If you wish to attract more light, balance, and prosperity, spiritual and material, click on the link in the first comment. There you will find a simple practice, guided with love, that can help you connect more deeply with my divine presence in your life. My Holy Spirit is not only comforting you, He is renewing you, healing you, repositioning you, and breathing life where everything seemed colorless. I affirm to you, nothing will remain as it was. A new and unprecedented manifestation of my provision is coming, and you will see doors open before you that you never imagined. Walk, my son, for this is the beginning of your deepest harvest. Comment, I trust the harvest God is bringing into my life. Understand something deep, you are not arriving late, you are arriving prepared. The time of waiting was not punishment, it was refinement. Yes, I know how long your days felt, how silent, how heavy. I saw when you tried to convince yourself that nothing would change, when you questioned whether I had truly promised you all of that, or if your mind had created empty hopes. But listen to me, the promises I placed in you were not born by chance, they were born from eternity. They were generated in my heart before the world even existed. And when I determined your turning point, no human delay, no invisible sabotage, no weakness of yours was able to erase what I decided to give you. You are stronger than you think, because you are the fruit of a process conducted by the very heavens. Now breathe deeply and receive this, nothing that belongs to you will be lost. Nothing. The time of rebuilding has arrived, and what once crumbled in your hands will now remain firm, solid, stable, protected by my presence. Comment, I am ready to live what God has prepared for me. My beloved son, fix your spirit on what I am about to tell you. The restoration I am bringing is not superficial, is not temporary, is not partial, it is complete, extensive, and deep, because it comes directly from my hands. There are things you thought you would never see alive again. There are areas inside you that you considered irreversible. There are dreams you buried because you believed time had killed them. But I tell you, I am the God who gives life to the dead and calls into existence the things that do not exist. Romans chapter 4 verse 17. and that is exactly what I am doing in you right now. I am calling back what was stolen, resurrecting what died, returning what was taken from you, and rebuilding what was broken. What I prepare for you is not small, not ordinary, not fragile. It is lasting, strong, and built on rock. Do not fear, my son. If your eyes do not yet see it, your spirit already feels it. Comment, I believe in the complete restoration God is doing in me. You have no idea of the magnitude of the change that is moving around you at this very moment, because while you think everything remains the same, heaven is rearranging pieces in silence, opening doors that once seemed inaccessible, exposing lies that tried to confuse you, expelling shadows that drained your strength, breaking cycles that imprisoned your soul, and closing battles you no longer had the energy to fight. I am bringing connections that elevate you, clearing paths that were blocked by invisible hands, and repositioning everything that belongs to you, because the time has come when nothing will be able to stop what I prepared for you. I know that many times you believed the delay was a sign of denial, but the truth is that every silence of mine was protection, every pause was deliverance, every waiting season was construction. You were guarded from opportunities that would have wounded you, preserved from toxic environments that would have stolen your essence, and kept away from directions that would have destroyed your future. And now that I prepare you to live what is yours, you will understand that no waiting was in vain, because I was writing a strong destiny, forming a solid identity, and preparing your spirit to carry greatness without losing humility, honor without losing sensitivity, and victory without losing dependence on me. Did you know that there is an effective method to attract greater financial prosperity? This technique can help transform your deep-seated beliefs and change the way you perceive reality. It had a profound impact on my life, and we would like to invite you to explore this special practice. When we trust that God wants to act in our lives, we gain the courage to ask Him directly. God desires to bless each of us in a unique and wonderful way. That's why it's important to seek His blessings with faith and confidence, believing that He has a special plan for you. If you would like to support our work and the team dedicated to bringing content that inspires and transforms, we invite you to check out our product. The link is available in the first comment, so you can discover how this technique can also help you on your journey. Your contribution helps us continue sharing messages that make a difference. We deeply appreciate your trust and support. My beloved child, listen to me with the depth of your spirit, for what I am releasing into your life now will never return to its former state. What I place in your hands is permanent, steady, and guarded by my own strength. Nothing and no one will be able to steal the blessing that flows from my throne. What once slipped away will now remain. What once withered will now flourish. What once was lost will now be protected by heaven itself. This is the end of the cycle of losses, the end of interrupted beginnings, the end of promises that almost arrived but never fully manifested. From this moment forward you will witness stability where instability existed, provision where there was lack, clarity where confusion once reigned, and doors where you only saw walls. What I release is anchored in my word, and my word does not return empty. You are stepping into a time where every blessing will take root, flourish, and remain. Lift your spirit and declare with faith, the blessing God gives me, no one can take away. Comment, the blessing God gives me, no one can take away. Let me reveal a truth that few comprehend. When heaven decides to move, nothing in creation can stop it. There were forces that fought against your progress, environments that tried to shrink you, voices that attempted to devalue you, and shadows that tried to confuse your mind, yet none prevailed. You are here, not by chance, but because I preserved you. You survived storms that would have destroyed others, and that is not a mark of weakness, but of purpose. You were chosen. You were set apart. You were shaped by my own hands. And now I release you into the season for which I have prepared you. You do not yet grasp the spiritual strength you carry. You are fertile ground ready to bloom, a river on the verge of overflowing, a field prepared for harvest. Everything that once hindered you is losing power, and everything I planted within you is awakening. This is your divine movement. Comment: I am living the move of God in my life. Something deep within you is awakening, something you have not felt for a long time, the certainty that I am with you and that I have never failed you. Remember my promise: weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Psalm 30 verse 5. And this morning is reaching your life now. Light is entering the places where you saw only darkness. Peace is touching the areas that once pulsed with pain. Answers are rising where you once faced silence. Direction is forming where doubt used to cloud your vision. You will see doors opening with ease, the right people arriving without effort, and opportunities appearing without strain. None of it will be coincidence, it will be my providence. For I am guiding your steps with precision, aligning every detail with purpose, and leading you gently into the fulfillment of what I promised. Comment: God's dawn has arrived for me. Understand this: I do not only restore things, I restore identity. And your identity is being renewed now. The small vision others created about you is falling apart. Every word that tried to limit who you are is being uprooted from your soul. The feelings of inadequacy, insufficiency, and unworthiness are being broken. You are not small. You are not fragile. You are not leftover. You are chosen. I formed you intentionally, designed you with purpose, called you with authority, and sustain you with grace. Now a new courage rises within you, a hope you thought had died returns to life, and a strength you never imagined emerges. You will stand differently. You will think differently. You will dream differently. You will move not from fear but from identity, the identity I placed in you before the world even knew your name. Comment: I take hold of the identity God gave me. My beloved child, hear this final truth: He who began a good work in you will complete it. Philippians chapter 1 verse 6. I began something inside you, and I will finish it. Nothing will interrupt what I have ordained. What I am about to reveal is not merely a change in circumstances, it is a transformation of destiny. The seeds you planted in tears will be harvested in abundance. The prayers you thought were forgotten are rising before me like a fragrance. The reward that felt delayed is now arriving with multiplied strength. Do not look back searching for what was, look forward to what will be. My Spirit is moving paths in your favor. The impossible will become natural. The unlikely will become visible. The unexpected will become normal. What I promised is unfolding, and no force can undo my work. Comment: God will complete the work He began in me. Now, my child, take a deep breath, because I speak to you with the full authority of heaven. This is your time. This is your season. This is your turning point. Everything that tried to stop you loses power now. Everything that tried to confuse you loses its voice now. Everything that tried to limit you loses ground now. I am preparing you for days that will astonish you. I will lead you to places where your soul will find rest. I will show you paths you could not see before. I will provide where you lacked resources. I will surround you with people who honor you. I will guide you with wisdom you never imagined having. You are not entering just any season, You are entering the best phase of your life, the one for which I have prepared you since the beginning. My beloved child, listen with the fullness of your spirit, for what I am about to release over you flows directly from the essence of every truth you have lived, every struggle you have endured, and every silent cry you lifted to me. You have walked through long valleys where nothing seemed to move, where the weight on your chest felt too heavy, and where the presence of lack tried to speak louder than hope. But I tell you today, not one moment of that journey was wasted. You have passed through a deep test, not the kind that measures your worth, but the kind that reveals your heart. You remain with me not for what I give, but for who I am. And because of this, a new measure of my favor, a deep and complete portion reserved only for those who remain faithful in the unseen, is now unfolding over you. What is arriving is not a small shift, not a mere improvement, not a temporary blessing. It is a transformation so profound that it will alter the direction of your life. You have been observed by my eternal sight in every season, your hidden battles, the exhaustion that pulled at your strength, the moments you felt you had nothing left to give. I saw the efforts that tried to burden you, the thoughts that whispered insufficiency, the paths that felt blocked. My beloved, my witnessing of your pain has never been a sign of distance but of divine purpose. I watched because I intended to redeem every fragment of what tried to break you. You must understand something foundational. This unfolding is not random, not accidental, not delayed without reason. It is a divine turning, shaped by the unseen work I have been doing within your inner self. You are entering a new time, a wide place where ways open before you, where solutions do not arrive one at a time but pour in streams, where my presence guides your every step, decision, and movement. The one who began this journey is no longer the one who stands here now. You have grown in trust. Your inner strength has sharpened. Your discernment has matured. You are no longer surviving, you are stepping into destiny. Receive the fullness I am placing into your hands, for it is not a blessing meant to overwhelm you or a gift meant to confuse you. It is precisely crafted for the person you have become. Every ache you felt, every delay that frustrated you, every night that pressed heavily upon your spirit served a divine purpose. I did not author your suffering, but I transformed it. I did not engineer your sorrow, but I allowed it to purify the deepest parts of your being. Not one tear was wasted. Not one moment was without intention. When you felt unsure, clarity was being carved inside you. When sadness visited you, it pushed you to seek me more earnestly. When you stumbled, your self-reliance was weakened so that trust in me could grow stronger than ever. My beloved, understand this with the deepest part of your spirit. Everything you endured has prepared you to receive my goodness without fear, without doubt, without hesitation. I do not desire to place blessings upon you that feel heavy. I do not desire to give you abundance that confuses your identity. I do not desire to pour out fullness that leaves your heart unstable. No, what I am giving you now is meant to align you, strengthen you, and establish you. When the fullness arrives, I want your spirit rooted. When increase fills your life, I want your heart overflowing with gratitude. When restoration completes its work, I want your mind connected to my purpose. I give what lasts. I give what grows. I give what draws you closer to me, not further away. And this very moment, is the turning point inside your soul. You are not simply hoping for a small sign. You are stepping into a vast expanse of fulfillment. Even when your thoughts question how such things can be possible, your inner being already senses that something enormous is shifting. You can feel it, a quiet strength rising, a knowing you cannot explain, a peace that touches places that once trembled. This inner confirmation is not imagination. It is my spirit lifting you. Much of the conflict you once felt has already been settled in realms you cannot see. Many obstacles were removed before they ever reached you. Many dangers were turned away without you knowing. Many blessings have already begun moving toward you, though your eyes cannot yet perceive them. This is the truth you must carry: you are closer than you have ever been. You are not moving backward, no matter what your thoughts suggest. You are not losing ground, even when the path feels unfamiliar. You are not unseen, my gaze has been upon you with unbroken attention. You are standing exactly at the edge where the invisible will break into the visible. And when it happens, you will understand why the wait was long, why the pressure was heavy, and why the battle felt relentless. For when I act, I do so in ways that display my power unmistakably. I do not work in shadows, I work in revelation. You have endured more than you realize. You have carried bruises others never saw. You have survived storms that tried to crush your spirit. You have walked through dishonesty, manipulation, scarcity, emotional weight, and silence, but you remained. Understand this deeply: nothing ahead of you is fragile. Nothing I am giving you is temporary. Nothing I am arranging for you can be broken by human intention, delayed by circumstance, or hindered by opposition. This new season is anchored in the work I completed inside you. You are not stepping into something shallow, you are stepping into something deeply rooted. You will think differently, respond differently, see differently, and move differently. You will notice that your heart is lighter, your mind clearer, your spirit stronger. You will no longer fear losing what I give you. You will no longer feel unworthy of what flows into your life. You will no longer shrink from opportunities meant for you. Instead, you will rise, steadily, confidently, faithfully. You will carry peace that refuses to be shaken. You will carry authority that comes from spiritual maturity. You will carry gratitude that transforms everything it touches. And you will carry the knowing that every good thing unfolding in your life has been crafted by my hand. So, my precious one, breathe deeply and receive what is coming. Not with fear. Not with hesitation. But with the certainty that you have been carved, refined, and strengthened for this moment. You are stepping into a time of profound transformation, where my favor surrounds you, where my guidance steadies you, and where my presence leads you into the fullness you were always meant to inherit. The weight you carried for so long is lifting. The battles that drained you are ending. The silence that hurt you is breaking. A new sound is rising over your life, a sound of restoration, abundance, and divine completion. Walk forward. The vastness of what I prepared for you is already unfolding. My beloved child, hear me with all the openness of your heart, for what I am releasing over your life now comes not from vague intention but from the depths of my eternal awareness of you. The heaviness that clung to you for so long, that bent your spirit and tried to convince you that nothing would ever shift, is dissolving completely. Not a trace of those burdens will remain. The tiredness that made your days feel long and your nights feel hollow is being replaced with a living strength rising from within you, an awakening that will surprise you because it comes from places you believed were too wounded to ever hold power again. The emptiness you walked through, the silent spaces where you felt the absence of clarity, are turning into precise direction and meaningful purpose. This is my promise to you, and it is unfolding even in this moment. In the hidden realm, your name is spoken, not casually, not vaguely, but with intention, with recognition, with a love that sees every detail of your experience. Your situation is fully revealed. nothing about your need, your desire, or your pain is unclear to me. I know the exact measure of comfort to bring, the exact provision required to quiet your fear, the exact insight needed to guide your next steps. Nothing about this call is general. It is woven directly into your essence, vibrating with my own life force, and that is why the transformation coming upon you cannot be denied or delayed. Understand, my beloved, that what begins for you now is a profound shift. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Now. The difference between what humans ask and what my voice declares over you is immeasurable. Human voices, even sincere ones, speak from a place of limited understanding. They see only fragments of your journey, glimpses of your struggle, pieces of your identity. But my desire for you is born from complete knowledge. I see the past that shaped you, the present that challenges you, and the future that awaits you. And with this perfect understanding, I speak blessing, direction, and favor over your life. As this takes form, something subtle yet powerful begins to move around you. What resisted you begins to soften. What barely moved begins to accelerate. What felt distant begins to draw near. Watch closely, my child. Watch with the eyes of your inner being, for you will see shift after shift, alignment after alignment, breakthrough after breakthrough, each happening with a precision that reveals my hand in every detail. Nothing that happens from this point forward will be random or coincidental. It is orchestrated, deliberate, sacred. Let me reveal something deeper to you, something that will reshape the way you interpret every hardship you endured. Not one of your painful moments was evidence of my absence. Not one. Every trial, every sadness, every heavy night was part of a sacred passage, a necessary journey preparing you for what is now approaching. These moments were not meant to destroy you but to strengthen your core, to refine your perceptions, to clear your vision, to make your heart spacious enough to carry the blessings I preserved for you. Had I given you everything you asked for at the moment you asked, your inner ground would not have been ready. What you longed for would have overwhelmed you. Your spirit needed maturity, your emotions needed anchoring, your identity needed clarity. Without this inner foundation, the very blessings meant to elevate you might have slipped from your grasp. But look at who you are now. Look at the resilience that has formed within you. Look at the steadiness you carry, the discernment you've gained, the strength that quietly grew through every painful night. These qualities formed not in ease, but in endurance. You are ready now in a way you never were before. You have walked through seasons that felt like deserts, dry, quiet, isolating, but through them you learned to hear my gentle direction rather than the noise of the world. You have known lack, but through it you discovered that my supply is constant even when visible resources vanish. You faced physical frailty, yet in your vulnerability you encountered my nearness more deeply than ever before. You were turned away by people who could not see your true worth, but through rejection you discovered that your identity is anchored in me, not in human approval. This, my beloved, is your strength. Not the strength that shouts, not the strength that impresses, but the strength that endures, understands, adapts, and remains true. There is more I want you to grasp. The opposition you faced was intentional. The darkness that rose against you did so because it recognized my design for you, even when you did not yet see it. The pressure was a sign of promise. The battle was a clue of the blessing. What fought you revealed what was coming for you. The enemy pressed hardest where my purpose for you burned brightest. And yet, you remained steady. This steadiness, your ability to remain receptive even in sadness, trusting even in uncertainty, is what has aligned you for what now unfolds. Even now, sacred pledges are moving toward fulfillment. What you thought was breaking you was shaping you. What you believed was delaying you was positioning you. You have been transformed from within, becoming someone capable of carrying far more than before. You stand now on ground made solid by endurance, clarity, and inner growth. Every tear shed watered the soil of your future. Every cry that rose from your depths expanded your capacity to receive. Every disappointment hollowed out space for something greater. And now that space is ready, completely ready, to welcome the goodness I am directing toward you. This readiness is not a feeling, it is a spiritual truth. It is the result of every step you survived, every moment you refused to give up, every time you chose to return to me even when you felt empty. The opening within you has become fertile, spacious, alive, and able to hold the abundance I am releasing. But hear me, my child, for the goodness on its way is not merely an answer to one prayer or the fulfillment of one need. You are stepping into a revelation of purpose so expansive that it stretches back before your birth. You are entering a landscape of possibility that you could not have imagined earlier, because your heart was still carrying remnants of past pain, past assumptions, past fears. Now those remnants have been cleared. Now new paths are appearing, paths that once looked impossible. Doors will open not just in one area of your life, but in many. Opportunities will arise that connect directly with the deepest parts of who you are. You will see that I have been shaping not only moments but entire seasons, not only outcomes but the very structure of your destiny. What once felt too immense for you to carry will now feel natural, aligned, and right. Your inner being, strengthened through hardship, purified through sadness, clarified through silence, is now prepared for the fullness that is coming. And so I urge you, my beloved, remain steady. Not anxious. Not rushed. Steady. You are approaching a turning so vast, so divinely orchestrated, that it will surpass everything you imagined. You will recognize my fingerprints on every detail. You will see connections forming that make sense only in hindsight. You will witness provision that arrives at the exact moment you need it. You will feel doors opening with ease where once you pushed with all your strength and nothing moved. You will walk into relationships that feel divinely aligned, where peace flows without effort. You will find clarity about your purpose that removes years of confusion. And most of all, you will feel my presence resting on you in a new way, steady, strong, unmistakable. You are stepping into more than blessing. You are stepping into destiny. You are stepping into the fulfillment of promises spoken over you long before you knew how to ask for them. And every step you take from now on will echo the truth. You are chosen, you are guided, you are strengthened, and you are ready. My child, you are entering a moment in which clarity will no longer come in fragments or slow unfolding. Instead, it will break forth suddenly, illuminating your understanding with accelerated insight. What once felt clouded will become vivid, and what once felt hidden will stand plain before you. This rapid awakening inside you is not random, it is intentional. The stirring you feel, the longing for deeper alignment, the renewed desire to hear my voice, all point to a spiritual transition already in motion. Nothing that is happening within you is accidental. It is the evidence that my hand is working swiftly and deliberately in your life. Every shift inside your spirit is a signal that the unseen is approaching visibility. I am bringing forth an elevated awareness because what is unfolding now requires your full attention, your heart, your perception, your readiness. You thought you stumbled in certain moments, but you were not falling, you were evolving, being guided through a final passage of transformation that would prepare you for fulfillment. What resisted you sensed your nearness to breakthrough, but it could not prevail. You remained standing because I sustained you. You remained unshaken because my purpose held you in place. Now receive this truth, my beloved. Everything that once appeared blocked is beginning to open as I acknowledge the depth of your being. Paths that looked closed will show their hidden entrances. Circumstances that felt immovable will begin shifting in alignment with my intention. As I turn my attention fully toward your needs, obstacles that once towered over you will dissolve. Provisions that seemed distant will draw near with divine precision. My words to you are not requests, they are declarations of power. Nothing you cried was overlooked. Nothing you whispered in exhaustion was forgotten. Every tear was gathered and placed before me with purpose. Every longing, every night you wrestled, every silent plea was woven into the structure of the blessing now forming. You were never waiting for me without movement. I was orchestrating every detail for the moment you would be prepared to receive. And now that moment approaches. What is coming is not merely an improvement, it is a season of fullness, of completion, of divine settling. You will soon witness matters that remained unmoved for years suddenly accelerate. Situations that felt suspended will begin to progress. Opportunities that vanished will come back stronger, aligned, and meaningful. Relationships that fractured under pressure will find paths toward restoration. Efforts that produced little will multiply. What seemed permanently lost will return, enriched beyond what you imagined. For when I give abundantly, without limitation, without hesitation. As these words reach you, inhale deeply, my beloved, for you are stepping into a significant phase crafted by my own intention. This is not imagination. This is revelation. Everything around you is shifting into divine order. The confusion will clear. The disorder will settle. What once felt scattered will align where it belongs. You are walking into a season that was established long before you perceived it. This is a time anchored in my nearness, in my foresight, in my sovereignty. Understand something essential, my child. Those who oppose my work recognized my mark on you long before you understood your own identity. They saw what you carried even when you could not see it. They observed the potential, the calling, the divine imprint woven into your being. Before you grasped your purpose, before you understood your strength, before you spoke your first word or took your first breath, my adversaries already saw the brilliance within you. They noted your entrance into this world with trembling awareness. They followed your development closely, not because of who you were at the time, but because of who you were destined to become. Even in your uncertainty, your soul radiated with undeniable light. Even in your insecurity, the signature of my glory rested on you. They discerned my seal upon you and moved early to hinder what they feared you would eventually rise into. And that is why the difficulties began so early, my child. The confusion you felt in your youth, the fears that tried to take root, the challenges that seemed relentless, all of them were attempts to disrupt what I planted inside you. Those who opposed you did not wait until you were strong. They struck when you were still discovering yourself. They attempted to wound you before you realized the magnitude of the light within you. They tried to shake your foundation before you uncovered the purpose I designed for you. But despite every attack, every shadow, every discouragement, you stand here now. Breathing. Growing. Seeking me. Moving forward with more strength than you recognize. That is no accident. It is evidence of my presence, my protection, my power. You survived what was meant to stop you because I never left your side. I want you to fully understand this now. I have guarded you all along. What was intended to diminish you could not take hold. What was designed to break you could not succeed. What was meant to silence your spirit could not extinguish your flame. Every attempt against your destiny failed because my hand upheld you. I shielded you when you did not know you needed shielding. I intervened in moments you were unaware danger was near. I redirected your steps when certain paths would have harmed you. I placed strength in you when you felt empty. Not one battle was fought alone. Every victory, even the victories you do not remember, was formed in the shelter of my presence. You were never unprotected, never abandoned, never overlooked. Now hear me clearly, you are approaching the unveiling of all that has been prepared for you. The resistance you felt was not a sign of failure, it was confirmation of value. Your spirit has matured. Your discernment has sharpened. Your heart has been refined. You are no longer the person who once doubted, feared, or wavered. Transformation has happened quietly, deeply, powerfully. What once intimidated you will now strengthen you. What once confused you will become clear. What once wounded you will no longer hold authority over you. You are stepping into a phase where understanding flows, where guidance is unmistakable, where opportunities align without force. What is ahead is greater than what is behind. What is coming carries a weight of glory that nothing in your past can compare to. This is your time, my child. A time written before your first breath, secured before your first step, guarded through every battle you faced. You are crossing into a chapter where my nearness will be undeniable. Everything around you is being positioned. Everything within you is being awakened. The old heaviness is lifting, the old fears are dissolving, the old lies are breaking. You are rising into the fullness of who you truly are, the person I crafted with intention and destiny. Walk forward with confidence. Lift your head. Open your heart. You are stepping into the phase that will redefine your life. Nothing can hinder what I have appointed. Nothing can block what I have prepared. Nothing can silence what I have spoken. This is your appointed season, your divine moment, your unfolding promise. I hope this message has been an inspiration to you. If it touched your heart, write Amen in the comments and share it with someone who also needs to hear this word. I invite you to click on the first comment, where you will find a special prayer and a suggestion to strengthen your spiritual journey. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to receive more inspiring content like this. See you tomorrow.